Hey everyone! Today I thought it would be fun to try out and share with you my thoughts on some Complexion products. I have a new under eye brightener in my life that I am loving. There's a concealer I tried out once. My first impression was a little off and I want to give it a second try. And then there's a product I didn't even know I owned. Let me put my hair up and zoom on in so we can get started. Alright, I am sporting some self-tanner, so hopefully all of these shades will work out. But if not, guess what? I'm not leaving the house. Alright, so let's start off with my new favorite under eye brightener. This is from REVLON, and it is their Glimmer Brightening Concealer. And I have it in the shade 105 Neutralizer. Okay, so I picked this up off of Amazon, so I'm not sure if you were to go to Ulta or some drugstore to find it, if the price would be the same, but I want to say I paid $9. And what I love about this under eye brightener, by the way, it is very similar to a concealer in that same type of packaging. It does have a doe foot that is kind of diamond shaped. As you saw, I struggled to get it out of the tube. That's my one mini complaint. But this is fantastic. So which of my eyes is worse? They're both the same. Part of it is heredity. Part of it is age. I'm 58. And the other part is, since I'm self-tanned, it's a little more noticeable. So let's just go in on this side and first just apply it. This is how I do it. I put a little in the inner corner and a little hint on the edge. I'm just going to let it sit there for a second. Now, I would compare this to my previous favorite, the Catrice, and this retails for $6. This is fantastic. However, it's a cream product, so you have to take your finger, kind of warm it up, dab it under your eyes. With this REVLON product, OMG, lazy girl approved, because it comes with a doe foot. It's also, since it's liquidy, it blends out a little easier, and concealers sit on top magnificently. Alright, in a previous video, I picked up a under eye concealer type brush, but I forgot to use it. So today I'm going to use it. Normally I use my finger, so we'll see how this works out with a brush. The other eye I will use my finger. But you just kind of blend it in, and at first it covers and you think, oh, I don't need concealer. You do need concealer, or at least I do, because it's meant to cover the dark circle. As you can see, this eye is brightened, this one dark circles. However, it's not full-on coverage that will last. So as you apply foundation, it will look like you don't have any concealer on. But that is how good it looks, or at least for my under eye situation. Alright, on this eye, I'm going to do the same. Stripe in the inner corner, a little bit on the outside, and then I will use my finger. So as I blend this in, I am very curious. A, do you use an under eye brightener? And if so, which one have you found that works best for you? So I feel like off the bat, when you use your finger, you get more product, meaning this isn't a brush that's going to soak up anything, and you can just kind of press it in place. So there's that. You know, not everyone likes using their finger. Now I'm going to have to wipe my finger off, but just saying, not just with this product, but with any product, you are going to get a little more coverage using your finger. Now I always take what's left over, rub it around my nose, which has a little redness, and let's zoom in so you can see how well it did with covering up my under eye dark circles. Alright, next up we have a concealer, which is new in my life. This is from IT Cosmetics, and it is the Do It All Radiant Concealer. So when I did a try on, it was late in the day. I hadn't put moisturizer under my eyes, and at first I thought, oh, this isn't very good, but by the end of the video I was like, it wasn't so bad, and I floated text on screen. I don't know if any of you read or saw that. So we are gonna test this out again today, and I have been using it. As you can see, the sponge tip is quite dirty. So what you do is you twist it up. The product pops out at the top, very similar to the Maybelline. The difference is this is not a squishy sponge tip. It's sponge tip. It's a little more dense, and it's at an angle. So again, I'm going to go one side. I probably squirted up way too much, so I'm just going to gently try not to use it all. A little bit there, and by a little bit, yeah. So again, I'm going to try using a brush. Normally I just use my finger. Now let's see how a brush bodes on this one side, and then we'll move along and use a finger on the other side. Okay, so it is very similar to my skin tone, especially now that I'm self-tanned. So I don't know if in the wintertime I will reach for it as much, just based off of the shade. Did I mention what shade? This is 125 Fair Cool. Let's now apply on the other side, and I'll go in with my finger. Again, with this product or any product, anything remaining, especially when it's on a sponge tip, I will not waste the product. I'll take it to cover up any hyperpigmentation and just get the sponge tip as, you know, dried off or without product as best I can. Come down here around the nose and just do that because I don't want it clogging up the applicator or drying out. So put the cap back on. All right, so we're gonna go in over here with my finger. Again, you do get more product using your finger. Nothing's going into the brush. Take my finger over my nose and get everything blended in. Then I will zoom in and we'll take a look. Granted, I'm applying this before any kind of foundation. Sometimes I will do that. I figured for you to see the products that was best. That way any foundation wouldn't be, you know, detracting. Plus, we will be testing out a foundation very shortly. All right. Gonna go in with just a brush to make sure, because when you do use your finger sometimes it's nice to pounce. All right, let's zoom in and take a look to see how well it did covering what was remaining of any dark circles, and to see is there a difference between using a brush versus your finger. All right, let me take a look and tilt my head up, because I feel like with my bright light, sometimes it looks like products aren't working, but it's just a shadow. So this is what she looks like. This is what she looks like when I look down. I get shadows. I think overall looking good. I will check in later if I remember to do so we can see. Because anytime you apply something, 2 minutes after application, of course it's going to look good. Unless it's Tarte Shape Tape on super dry and dries. All right, let's move on to foundation. And I am super excited about this. So this here is from IT Cosmetics. It's the Bye Bye Foundation, which has SPF 50. I have it in the shade Light. Why I'm super excited about this is because I didn't realize I owned it. I have these two big baskets where I have a bunch of just random stuff. Some back stock of vitamins, some nail polish remover, just the random beauty stuff. I just toss it in this basket. Have another basket next to it. And this apparently fell out and like went in between the two, and I couldn't see it. And as I was digging through trying to find something, I was like, what's that little box? What is that? Struggle to get my hand in there, and I pull out this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. I'm like, I've been thinking about picking up an IT Cosmetics foundation, and I'm like, now I don't have to. Okay, so this is looking rather dark, but I am self-tan, so maybe that's a good thing. First off, I don't know how long ago I bought this. So let's be fair and give it a little shake. You never know. And then let's squirt it out and hope no oil comes out. Okay. Yay, product. I don't know if that's enough. Let's stop there. If we need more, I will add more. Let's first dab it on one side of my face. Ooh, that is a little dark. Maybe that's why I haven't been using it. Other than the fact that I kind of misplaced it as well. Does it have a scent? It kind of... I don't know if I was going to say making things up, but I kind of smell a little bit of orange citrus. Or lemon. If you use this, let me know if I am imagining that or if it truly does have a citrus scent. All right, I'm going to grab a brush and we're going to get it all over this half of my face. And then we're going to compare the half that doesn't have any product. Gotta remember not to go too far underneath my eyes because we don't want to disturb the wonders of the brightener and the concealer. All right. Just keep pouncing. Something smells really good. All right, let's see. This shade Light is only good for me when I'm self-tanned. And it's working out because I am self-tanned, but if I wasn't, it would be very dark. Now, it needs to settle down a tad more, but it's almost there. I would say it has medium to medium high-ish coverage. So far, so good. All right, I am going to do the other side with my fingers because I think some people do that. I don't know. I'm definitely not going to use a sponge because that will just soak up everything. But let's get some on the other side of my face. And I don't know why it's... There we go. All right. Same amount-ish. And we're just going to, you know, pretend we're... What's her name? Meredith Duxbury. And just slather it on. Yeah. And I have a feeling the same thing will happen because there's no bristles to absorb the product, but I may come in and take the brush just to kind of tone things down. I can definitely feel the product on this side of my face more than over here. I don't know why that is. Maybe because it's sitting on top of my skin a little more. Less product, or more product is sitting on the skin because there was no brush. All right. That is beautiful. I like the tone. It's very neutral. It has a nice glow. So far, so good. All right. I'm going to pop off camera, do the rest of my makeup. I have to film a few more videos. Then I'll come back and we'll see after an hour or so, is it still looking as good as it is now? Has it done anything different? And then I will give my final thoughts. All right, here I am back from filming another video. I would say about an hour has passed. Let's take a look. All right, no creeping or creasing under my eyes. Let's zoom in so you can see firsthand. I would say my skin feels fantastic. It's not dry. This is settled down. It's not, you know, tacky. I don't feel it. And it has a beautiful undertone. The dark circles, or at least my dark circles, are under control. So both the under eye brightener from Revlon as well as the Do It All concealer are looking great. But now I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these products? And if so, what are your thoughts? Are you lucky where you don't have to use an under eye brightener? Thanks to heredity, yes, I will be purchasing these type of products for the rest of my life. All right, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so by now, I would love if you would subscribe. For those who have, thank you so much. Remember to click that bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. And if you could do me a big favor, clicking on the thumbs up, it really does help with my channel to grow. All right. Thanks, everyone.